Live from Herman Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska for some Alaskan Baseball League action. It's Matsu Miners playing host to the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Welcome into the broadcast, everybody. I'm Connor Mills alongside Brad Walker. And today it's a doubleheader against the Chinooks. The last game on Friday the 15th was rained out. Today is a makeup date. First game at 4. That's happening now. Second game will happen at 7 p.m. Go through the starting lineup for the Chinooks. In left field, the leadoff batter, Seth Bollinger. Following him, right fielder Bailey Collins. Third baseman, Jordan Wharton. Cleanup hitter, first baseman, Danny Dopp. Designated hitter, Nick Kreitzer. Shortstop, Gregory Osuna. Second baseman, Luke Van Dover. Catcher, Logan White. And in center field, Anthony Forte. On the mound for the Chinooks, Larson Kindrick. And on the mound for our Miners, number 38, Jake Terry. Terry from the University of Oklahoma in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Was a freshman there this past year. And now it's time for some Miners baseball. Seth Bollinger batting from the left side. He steps in, and we're ready to go. First pitch from Terry. Bunt attempt, pulled back, called strike. Game is underway. So Terry, so far this season, he's appeared in one game. He started it, went 5 innings. As this one misses the outside corner for ball 1, puts count at 1-1. 5 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits. 1 run, it was earned. 4 walks given up. Struck out 5, though. And a season ERA of 1.80. As Terry's pitch misses for a ball. 2-1 the count. So he's been effective for the Miners in the early starts of the season.
We really have, and considering he's such a young pitcher, it's really nice for the Miners to have a guy out there with such a dominant right-hander like Terry is.
And I think that one might have caught home plate umpire.
Yeah, it looked like it hop off the inside of the plate, hit him just on the arm, I would want to assume. Takes his time walking around.
VT looks back and wants to know if he wants a little time off. And fourth pitch of the game, he already gets hit. Not a way you want to start a doubleheader.
Not at all.
So the 3-1 count. Terry's pitch, too high, ball 4. So the Miners, they've struggled with walks earlier on in the season. They were at the bottom of the ABL, or depending how you look at it, at the top of the ABL with 64 walks. Make that 65. No team has more than us.
Really been an Achilles heel for the Miners, and it's not such a command issue. It's just sometimes these minor pitchers just lose batters and throw balls and then walk guys. Unfortunately, that's where a lot of the runs are coming from. That's how all these opposing teams are finding their rhythms, not really doing it themselves, just the Miners pitchers, unfortunately, giving it to them. So today we'll definitely look for a lot less base on balls.
First pitch into Bailey Collins is for a called strike. So after getting ahead on Bollinger with a first pitch strike, throws 4 straight balls for the walk and now gets 1 strike again. He'll try to make it 2 here. And it's a ball, 1-1. So 1-1, nobody out here in the top of the first inning. It's the Miners and Chinooks here at Herman Brothers Field. Jake Terry, the right-handed thrower. He's on the mound. And the pitch. Too far low. Count now goes to 2-1.
Terry's doing it, has done now the second batter. A nice job of getting first pitch strikes, but unfortunately just falling behind after that.
And that's going to warrant a trip to the mound from manager Ben Taylor. He is out there early.
Yeah, he just wants to be sure that Terry's feeling all right, making sure that nothing's going on, nothing's going wrong. It's early in this game that we are playing a doubleheader today, so head skipper Ben Taylor doesn't want to go through a lot of pitchers, especially in this game one, after that 12-inning marathon they had the other night. Luckily, we just had 2 days off, so it allows for most of our pitchers to be ready for today. Nevertheless, you don't want to waste a lot of pitchers in a doubleheader.
We already saw one guy scratched from the lineup. Caleb Van Blake, a new addition, as the fastball from Terry rides high. So the count now is at 3-1. Second time this has happened. It's almost deja vu. Just a new batter. The runner on first, top of the first inning. No score. Terry pitching to Collins. The 3-1 swung on a miss. Make that a full count, 3-2.
That's going to be Terry's biggest issue today, is locating that fastball. Because if he can get that fastball down, it's very powerful, a lot of high velocity. It'll definitely set up his other pitches quite nicely.
The 3-2 count, swing and a miss. He got him. So after falling behind on Bailey Collins, 3-1, Jake Terry is able to come back, throws 2 strikes, and there's 1 out here in the top of the first. That brings up a dangerous hitter in Jordan Wharton. So far this season, he ranks the top of the ABL in batting average with 417. Tied for second on home runs. He's got 1. And he also ties for second in the most walks with 10. Last pitch from Terry is for a ball. 1-0 count, 1 out. Seth Bollinger on first. He got on with a walk. Terry's pitch. Right down the middle for a called strike. Evens up the count at 1-1.
Wharton's really a tough out. Already beginning the season with a .543 on base percentage. So definitely a hard guy to pitch to. Very poised in there at the plate and will definitely get the bat on the ball if needed.
The 1-1. Too high. Make that 2-1. So Jordan Wharton from Akron, Ohio, a junior at the Indiana Wesleyan University. He stands in with a 2-1 count, make it 3-1. This is the 3rd straight batter. The count has gone to 3-1. Walked the first batter, struck out the second one. And in a matter of seconds, we're about to find out what he's going to do to Jordan Wharton. From the stretch and the pitch. Taken for a ball. So now there are runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the first.
It's that fastball location that Terry is struggling with out of the gate here. And really, not just Terry, but it's every pitcher. You need to locate your number 1 pitch. And for Terry, it's definitely the fastball. So if he can't locate that, it could be a long day on the mound for Mr. Terry.
We already saw the manager from the minors, Ben Taylor, go out there. One of the coaches come out again. They got to take Terry out. He's only 1/3 of a way through the inning, but we'll see. Runners on first and second. First pitch is fouled off towards the right side, slicing towards minors bullpen and out of play. Danny Dopp, the first baseman, batting from the right side. So Dopp, he's from South Haven, Michigan, a junior at Earlham College. Batting .200 on the short season. Second pitch into him is for a called strike. Now Terry is ahead, 0-2. It's been a roller coaster for these past couple batters. Walks the first one, strikes out the second. Walks the third one. We're here at the 4th batter in the top of the first. Looking back at second is Terry. He fires in for a ball. Nice block from Avitia to keep that in front of him and keep the runners at where they are.
And it's all about a rhythm, getting a feel. And Terry, it seems like right now Dopp has a feel once again and the rhythm on the mound. Starting ahead early now, 1-2. So definitely look for an off-speed pitch here to possibly get Dopp to strike out.
So 1-2 the count, 1 out. Runners on first and second, top of the first. The pitch swung on, grounded right back to Terry. He's going to lob it over to second. Swift has it, fires over to first. In time, double play. So right what Jake Terry needed to get out of the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on base for the Chinooks. Matsu Miners coming to the plate for the first time when we return. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. It's the bottom of the first inning. Miners bats come to the plate for the first time.
Your left fielder, number 7, Danny
10 last inning. A great 1-6-3 double play from Jake Terry. Now the Miners with a new face at the top. Danny Wright. Wright is second in the ABL for batting average with a 364. He gets on base a lot. He faces off against Larson Kindrick. First pitch from him is for a called strike. Kindrick so far, only an inning pitched. Allowed 4 hits, 4 runs. None of them were earned. Has 3 strikeouts and a walk. As that ball rides high, brings the count even at 1-1. So it might be 4 runs, but none earned. ERA is perfect. The breaking pitch into Danny Wright misses for ball number 2.
Kindrick actually just graduated high school a few weeks ago, just finished up playing his high school career where he led his team to a state championship.
Swing and a miss from Danny Wright. Brings the count to 2-2.
Connor, a really amazing stat. Heading into the state title game, he had a stretch of 36 2/3 of hitless innings heading into that title game.
That's got to be, as this one is popped up towards second baseman. Van Dover's going to call it, makes the catch. And Danny Wright is retired. And getting back to Kindrick's stat, 36 hitless innings. There had to be a couple no-hit games in there.
A couple. That's a good amount. But yeah, it was really good. He took it all the way into 2 outs into the first inning of the state title game before it was broke. But still, what an amazing feat. And to be playing in the Alaska Baseball League just after your senior year is really an accomplishment. It's going to really improve him before he heads into college.
Yes, it is. As Drew Swift stands in, looks at a called strike. Count at 0-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Second pitch to Swift is a breaking pitch. Hits the strike zone for strike number 2. So Drew Swift quickly behind 0-2. Very talented freshman on the mound. And Larson Kindrick. as the breaker misses high. So the count now is at 1-2. Pitch into Swift, swung on and missed. Fouled off, and he's going to stay alive.
Barely hit the end of the lumber. The red spot on Swift's bat. Top half's red, lower half's brown.
1-2. The pitch, too far inside. 2-2 the count. So Swift, he's been doing a nice job once he get on the bases. Now has 6 stolen bases on the season. As the pitch swung on, fouled off towards the right side.
Mentioned the 6 stolen bases. Swift just with a lot of speed, only had 3 stolen bases this past spring. And already in this early season for the minors with 6. One of the more dangerous runners in the ABL once he reaches.
So it's nothing that Drew Swift has done to go into the second spot. It's just Danny Wright has been on fire as of late, as this one is fouled off towards the right side in foul territory.
Swift even says he likes to bat in that 2 spot. Doesn't mind leading off, but really likes hitting in that second hole, which makes sense. You get already one look at the pitcher, kind of tell his tendencies. Maybe they'll pitch different to you when you're in that 2 hole.
So the 2-2. Looked at for strike 3 called. So now there are 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Larson Kindrick, retired right on a pop-up, struck out Swift, which brings up Spencer Henson.
Hear the chants Bubba in the background. It's what they've come to nickname Spencer Henson here in Palmer.
So Henson, 6'2", 230 pounds from Oral Roberts, a sophomore there from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, stepping in against the left-hand pitcher. Watch his first pitch go by for a ball. 1-0 the count. And Henson could really do it all in the Miners' last game. He watches that ball go by. 2-0.
Yeah, he really can. Pitched 4 innings, 4 shutout innings, huge shutout innings and extras in game number 2. And also swung the bat really well with some key RBIs in that game.
Ball 3 from Kindrick into Henson. The 3-0 the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. See if Henson has green light. He does not. And he takes his walk. So Bubba's on first.
Right fielder number 14.
As Miners get their first base runner on of the day, brings up Hunter Jump. And for Jump, he's tied for 5th in the ABL with RBIs. He has 7 of them. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. First pitch into Jump. Looking all the way for strike number 1. Jump so far this season, batting .220 in 41 at-bats. He has 9 hits, 4 doubles. As this one bounces by, Henson moves over to second on the pass ball, and Jump has a runner in scoring position. As we said, Jump, 7 RBIs. He has 2 walks, only struck out once. It's a very good plate discipline. He's getting a lot of contact.
Jump hasn't seen too many lefties this season, so it'll definitely be interesting with the matchup against Kindrick today.
1-1 finds the outside corner, make that 1-2. The 1-2, 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. Henson's on second. There's no score. Larson Kindrick on the mound, pitching to Hunter Jump. And the pitch, too far outside, evens up the count at 2.
Jump's been another one of those minor hitters that just does a real nice job of working the count, make these pitchers work. And a lot of these minor batters enjoy going deep into counts, really making that pitcher work for the out.
The 2-2. Curveball sails high, make that a full count. And for the Miners, they're really putting a lot of contact on the ball. They've struck out the least in the ABL with 71. The 3-2. Swung on, ground ball towards the hole. That's going to be a base hit. Holding up at third is Spencer Henson. And on first with a single, the first hit of the game is Hunter Jump.
Now batting your third baseman, number 3, Tyler Bassetti.
So Hunter Jump keeping the line moving, bringing up Tyler Bassetti. Bassetti originally slated to play second today. Had to move over to third for precautionary reasons. Originally there was supposed to be Caleb Van Blake. Got a little injury during batting practice. But he was up. He was moving around. So it looks like he'll be all right. And as we said, just precautionary reasons why Van Blake is out. So Bassetti at third base takes the first strike from Larson Kindrick. Runners out the corners here in the bottom of the first inning. Jumps on first, Henson on third. Third baseman creeping in a little bit. And the pitch to Bassetti. Too low for ball number 1. Outfield straight away. Some space towards the line and left. Time Bassetti as he always wears those stirrups. And a check over to first from Kindrick. Over to Dopp. Jump back standing. Count is at 1-1.
Miners only scoring one run until the 12th inning of their last game. So look to really jump on this Chinooks team early today.
1-1 sails high, 2-1. And this is a tough Chinooks team. Second in the ABL right now with a record of 5-5. They're only 2.5 back from the Peninsula Oilers. This one is popped up center field. Moving over towards his right is Forte. And this one's actually going to be in right field. Catch made by Collins. The ball tailed a little bit more to right field than we originally thought. But no runs on 1 hit. No errors. 2 left on base for the Miners. Jake Terry takes a mound in the second. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. It's the top of the second inning. Matsu Miners and the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks here at Herman Brothers Field. Connor Mills and Brad Walker along with you on the call. Stepping in is Nick Kreitzer, the designated hitter. Batting from the left side. Jake Terry from the windup. And he misses the outside corner for ball 1. So a good way for Terry to end the top of the first. Ground ball back to him. He was able to get a double play, but he worked into some trouble with some walks. As the count is now 2-0.
Terry shows there. That's been his miss all day with the fastball. Is in the dirt, just kind of holding on to it too long.
And that's a fastball that finds the strike zone. make the count 2-1. Terry working fast from the windup. Fastball misses high and inside for ball number 3. So now this is the 4th batter today that the count goes to 3-1, and now he walked him. It is almost like we're seeing deja vu.
Yeah, batting. Shortstop number 11.
But he was able to work out a damage in the first inning. He'll look to do so again with the runner on first.
Yeah, but with all these walks, it's really going to work up Terry's pitch count, which he really doesn't want as a starting pitcher. You don't want to have to rely on double play balls all day long to get you out of innings.
So Gregory Osuna swings and misses at this one. Osuna from the Dominican Republic, a junior at Wayland Baptist University. Swing, ground ball through the hole on the left side for a base hit. So Chinooks have their first base hit now with runners on first and second.
And batting second baseman number 5, Luke Vandover.
Brings up Luke Vandover. Then for Osuna, going back to him, he's 3rd in the ABL in batting average with a .359. So the Chinooks are a very good hitting team. They got the best hitter and the 3rd best hitter, if you're judging such things by batting average.
Yeah, and Terry made it pretty easy on Osuna there. Just left the fastball well over the plate. All Osuna there was had to throw the bat out there, and it would have been in play.
First pitch to Vandover is fouled straight back. So the count is now 0-1. And Jake Terry again dealing with runners on first and second. Terry staring into Avitia. Pitching from the stretch. A bunt attempt is fouled off and caught by Avitia. So a sacrifice bunt does not go the way of the Chinooks as David Avitia pops up and in foul territory makes the catch.
And a few days ago, the Miners were working on that with their catchers. Assistant coach Tyler LeBron was out there popping flies near and around home plate and having the catchers run under and catch them, and it showed it is working off right there with David Avitia making the nice catch.
So now there's one away, but the runners on first and second still remain. Batting from the left side is the catcher Logan White. First pitch into White. Too far outside for ball number 1. One another count. We're here in the top of the second inning. No score, but the Chinooks are threatening. Terry from the stretch. He deals. Swung on, fouled off towards the left side.
White was actually drafted right out of high school in the 39th round by the LA Dodgers. He was actually rated the 22nd pro prospect in the state of Arizona. So definitely a highly coveted recruit heading out of high school, as he redshirted his freshman year at Coastal Carolina.
Pitch into him. Avitia pops up, throws down, and safe is a call. Swift couldn't hang on.
That would have been a close play if Swift would have hung on to that. Avitia has already thrown down to second and picked a man off once this year.
So the count is at 1-2. 1 out. Runners on first and second here in the top of the second. And Terry's going to step off, get some time. White did not play in the last game where the Chinooks beat the Bucks 2-1. As that fastball rides high and away, evens up the count at 2. The Chinooks are a very good team at home. 4 wins and 1 loss. But on the road is where they've suffered so far. 1 win and 4 losses. For the Miners, they are even at 500, 3-3 here at Harmon Brothers. As Terry's pitch bounces in the dirt, brings the count full 3-2.
BTO doing a great job today, blocking all those low fastballs in the dirt, just dropping to the knees and throwing his body in front of it.
So 3-2 the count, runners on first and second. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. There's no score. Jake Terry would like to keep it at that. The 3-2 from Terry. Too high, ball 4. So the bases are loaded, and manager Ben Taylor is going to take a walk out to the mound. The Miners do have someone warming up in their bullpen, and it looks to be number 28, Ian Churchill.
Terry already half of his batters now he has faced he has walked. 4 walks through 8 batters is not very efficient. Head skipper Ben Taylor is noticing that, taking his time, and he will take Terry out.
So Ian Churchill, number 28, will take the mound from Santa Barbara Community College in Santa Barbara, California. What a way to make your Miners debut. Bases loaded here on the top of the second, only 1 out. Keep it here. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. What a way to make your Miners debut. Ian Churchill comes on with the bases loaded here in the top of the second inning. Corners are in. Middle infielders are back. Stat line on Jake Terry, 1 1/3 innings pitched. He allowed 1 hit. We'll see about runs, as all 3 runners will be charged to him if they come around to score. Had 4 walks and 1 strikeout. Ian Churchill, a lefty-on-lefty matchup to Anthony Forte. First pitch in is a called strike. He's ahead 0-1.
Mentioned what a way to make your Miners debut. We actually just met him on Saturday night, actually, after the doubleheader. Was excited to be a Miner, and we'll see how he does today.
Second pitch from Churchill. Finds the outside corner for strike 2. So he's ahead 0-2 with 1 out. Bases loaded here in the top of the second inning. Bassetti and Walters are in on the grass. Swift and Owen are back, ready for the double play. Looking back and firing in on the outside corner. Too far outside from Churchill. Just nicked the corner. But it's going to be called a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in top of the second.
Churchill coming out aggressive with 3 straight fastballs.
Pitch to Forte. Bends in. But no luck there. It's going to be called a ball. So 2-2. Still 1 out.
Pitch broke a lot, just not enough to get in the zone.
The 2-2 from Churchill. Swung on, fouled off towards the left side. So the count remains at 2. And as we said, Churchill from Santa Barbara Community College. He was a freshman there. He's from Santa Barbara in California. Listed as 6'2", 185 pounds. Hoping to bail the Miners out of a sticky situation here. And the pitch. Too far outside, and we've run out of balls to use. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Well, you can use 1 more. You just don't want to.
True. You do not want to throw another ball here. Bases are loaded. The 3-2 count. Churchill to Forte, and he walks him. Now, bases loaded walk brings home the first run of the game as the Chinooks take a 1-0 lead. That run will be charged to Jake Terry, as he'll still be responsible for the runner on third and the runner on second. Runner on first is Churchill's responsibility, but a bigger one will be the top of the lineup, as Churchill will now have to get through Seth Bollinger. Bollinger's first time up, got on with the walk, reached second base, but did not come around to score. So another lefty on lefty matchup. Churchill pitching from the stretch, stares in at Avitia. Hold at his chest, the first pitch is a fastball in there for a called strike. So 0-1 the count, still 1 out. Staying loose in center is Chugiak-Eagle, ready to jump on anything hit his way.
It's been tough for these Miners defense. Only 3 balls have been put in play through 9 batters.
The 0-1 from Churchill, swung on, lifted out into right center field. Moving back is Eagle, and jump. They're not going to be able to get it. Chugiak-Eagle fields it, throws in. 1 run is in. 2 more are running right behind. Avitia has the throw, tags out. Oh, he does not. So the ball gets loose from Avitia's glove, as he's going to try to call for a tag at home plate. But both runners are going to be safe. So Logan White and Anthony Forte come around to score. It was a bases clearing double, as Seth Bollinger moves over to third. So a 4-run top of the second inning for the Chinooks. First pitch, this one is dribbled right back up the middle. Throwing it over is Avitia. He gets him in time, and now there are 2 outs. So Bailey Collins retired on the ground out, as Churchill is 1 out away from retiring the side. So it all kind of happened quickly, as 3 runs came in on the triple. First pitch into Wharton. The swung on and fouled back. So to recap the inning, Kreitzer walks, Osuna single, Vandover was retired on a pop-up, Logan White walks, Forte walked. That was the first run of the game. His fastball misses inside to Wharton, brings the count at 1-1. So Forte walked with the bases loaded, brings in the first run. Seth Bollinger with a triple brings in the 3 other ones as a swing and a miss from Wharton, as Churchill is 1 out away from getting out of this inning. final line on Terry. 1 1/3 innings pitched. Not a hit. Ground ball over to short. Drew Swift has it. Fires over to first in time, and the side is finally retired. So 4 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 1 left on base. Miners bats will look to come back and get on the board in the bottom half of the second inning. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio.
Leading off for your Miners.
We're in the bottom of the second inning. The Chinooks on the top half of the inning scored 4 runs on 2 hits, no errors. As the Miners will look to get some runs across. Leading us off here in the inning is Aaron Walters. First pitch to Walters, breaking pitch misses outside. It was a tough outing for Jake Terry. Struggled to locate his fastball as that fastball misses high and inside. Count is now at 2-0. Two-zero count. Fastball misses inside. Aaron Walters ahead in the count, 3-0.
And it was really the walks that hurt the Miners in that last inning. They racked up to 5 in total through the first 2 innings. And it's really tough to win a ball game when your walk count is high.
Fastball is too high. So right when we said high, that was too high. Aaron Walters gets on base as leadoff batter. And David Avitia now comes to the plate. So Avitia, who appeared in the 12-inning game as a pinch hitter, lined a single to left field. First pitch into him is too far outside. Make that 5 straight balls from Larson Kindrick after being given a 4-run lead going into the bottom of the second. It's the Chinooks 4, Miners nothing. But Miners with a runner on first. Taviti at the plate. Takes another ball, make it 6 straight. As the catcher, White, is going to look to talk to Kindrick and settle him down.
Sometimes when you watch your offense have a real display in a half of an inning, it is good because you do get the runs scored, but it also can be bad in a way because you sit on the bench for a while, you sort of lose your rhythm, your arm gets a little cold, so you have to keep warming it up a little faster, and that could be what's happening to Kindrick right now.
2-0 the count, the pitch. Fastball misses low. Make that 3-0. So Aaron Walters reached base with 4 straight balls. It's 7 straight balls, counting it total. 3-0 the count to David Avitia. The pitch, right down the middle. So 3-1 the count.
You had to take all the way right there. 6 straight balls. You were definitely holding off all the way, seeing if Kindrick can finally find the zone.
3-1. The pitch swung on, lined, into left field. Moving back is Bollinger. He's not going to be able to get it. Aaron Walters rounding second. He's heading for third. BT holds him up there. And standing on second base with a double is David Avitia.
Second baseman number 1, Brett Owen.
So that looked like a fly ball out into left field. It just kept on going and going. As Avitia's on second with a double. Third base, Aaron Walters. And stepping to the plate, a guy who originally wasn't supposed to start today. We'll see what he does with his opportunity. Brett Owen. Owen from Kansas State, a freshman there from Blanchard, Oklahoma. Swing and a miss at the first pitch.
Owen, if you remember, got things kicking run-wise back on Saturday night. Had a suicide squeeze scoring Tyler Bozzetti. Was placed perfectly down that right field line.
Fastball misses inside. Evens up the count at 1. So after giving up those 4 runs in the top of the second, Miners are threatening here with 2 runners in scoring position. Avitia on second, Walters on third. Brett Owen at the plate. He watches this one go by. It's going to be a ball. So 2-1 the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Miners trail the Chinooks 4-0 here at Herman Brothers Field.
And now it's Keinrich who's sort of showing some command problems on the mound for the Chinooks. And the Miners taking advantage of it so far, looking for that first run.
Pitch from Keinrich sails high. 3-1 the count, a good hitter's count for Brett Owen. We saw he was having a little pop in batting practice earlier today. A lot of line drives coming off his bat. Looking for a line drive here. That would score 2. The 3-1. Swung on and missed. Count is at full.
Nice off-speed pitch from Keinrich. Got Owen on his toes. I believe he was probably expecting a fastball. 3-1.
So 3-2 the count. Nobody out. Bottom of the second inning. Keinrich's pitch. Swung on. Popped up. Straight back. Over the press box. Owen stays alive.
And that's what you have to do with 2 strikes. Just anything near the zone, try to foul it off if you can. If not, throw it in play somewhere.
So the runners on second and third. Brett Owen, full count. Swings, foul ball. He stays alive for another pitch. It's a cloudy day here at Herman Brothers Field in Alaska. Sunshine, 19 hours a day. But great weather. 3-2 count. Taken for a called strike. So Brett Owen retired on strikes, as now there is 1 out with Chugiak-Eagle coming to the plate.
Interesting. They were called a ball for most of that count to Brett Owen on that inside part of the plate. This time switching it up with the strike. Brett Owen clearly disappointed as he was halfway down to first with the strike 3 call.
And Owen, he had to move out of the way. So he thought that was a ball inside. His first pitch into Chugiak-Eagle was swung on and missed. Keinrich gets ahead on the count, 0-1. Walters reached base with a walk to lead off the inning. Avitia had a double. Breaking pitch to Chugiak-Eagle misses. Puts count at 1-1. Owen strikes out. That brings up Chugiak-Eagle. Miners a 4-run deficit here in the bottom of the second inning. Fastball misses low and away. 2-1 the count.
See, it's interesting to me, and obviously it's just the way I see it. That pitch was, to me, exactly where the strike 3 called was to Brett Owen, and this time it's a ball. Now, granted, it's a lefty. Chugiak-Eagle in there now, so it makes it a little easier to see, but...
Swung on and fouled back. Brings the count to 2-2. So far on the season for Chugiak-Eagle, batting .268. 11 hits in 41 at-bats. This would be his 42nd at bat. 2-2 the count, 1 out. Bottom of the second, the pitch swung on, fly ball towards the left side, making some room is Wharton, and he won't be able to get there. So Quiggle stays alive. Count remains at 2-2. We take this time to thank our official sponsor, the Matsu Minor Internet Broadcast, the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska, and owner Jim Ruda. Also, if you're here in Alaska, stop by. There is a Miners jersey giveaway. Go to your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Store to enter and win. So the count is at 2-2. 1 away in the bottom of the second inning. The pitch from Kendrick is too far outside, so the count goes full. Three and two. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Aviti on second, Aaron Walters at third. Quiggle's at the plate, facing off against Larson Kendrick. The pitch swung on, lifted into right field. This will definitely get 1 run in. Back at the wall, and it's a home run. A 3-run homer from Kona Quiggle. That ball just kept on going and going and going, and Kona Quiggle is coming home. A 3-run homer for Kona Quiggle gets the Miners on the board, but they still trail the Chinooks 4-3 in the bottom of the second. What a hit for Kona Quiggle.
With that wind, the way it blows here at Herman Brothers is always going towards right field in favor of the lefties. And as Quiggle blasted it high in the air, it also had enough torque to get out of here. So what a huge hit for Kona Quiggle here in the bottom of the second, just what the Miners needed.
So that brings up the top of the lineup for the Miners. Danny Wright attempts a bunt. Fouls it off. And that did not look like it was going to go out, but man, oh man, the power in Quiggle's bat made sure that one got out of the park. So the first home run in the Miners season goes to Kona Quiggle as Danny Wright grounds this one over to second base. Vandover has it, throws over to first in time, 2 away.
Now batting your shortstop, number 2, Drew Swift.
A lot of powerful left-handed hitters in this Miners team, and you see it. We mentioned bullpen or BP a lot here, but it shows in bullpen the lefties all hit together, and they're all flying them over that right field wall. Finally, one goes over in game.
As we said, the first Miner home run of the season. So Drew Swift batting on the right side. He struck out looking his first time up. Takes a ball as the first pitch. Second pitch on the way. Swung on. This one is lifted into right field, giving chase is right fielder Collins. He's under it, makes the catch, and the side is retired. So for the Miners, 3 runs on 2 hits. No errors, nobody left on base. Kona Quiggle with the first home run of the season. The Chinooks are coming to the plate in the top of the third. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. So it took the Miners 12 innings to get 3 runs in the last outing. It takes 1 swing of the bat from Kona Quiggle to give them 3. As we are here in the top of the third inning, Miners are trailing the Chinooks 4-3. In the top of the second, was not favorable to Jake Terry as a swing and a miss from Danny Dopp puts the count at 0-1. Second pitch into Dopp, ground ball over to short. Moving over to his right is Swift, fires over to first in time, 1 away. So Terry in the first inning, he had a great ground ball double play to get out of trouble. Couldn't find the double play in the second. Coming in relief for him was Ian Churchill, a new minor, with the bases loaded. And unfortunately, 4 runs scored. That brings up Nick Kreitzer. Kreitzer led things off in the top of the second as he swings through this fastball from Churchill. Kreitzer walked, came round to score. Another lefty on lefty matchup. The pitch too low for ball number 1. So 1-1 the count to Nick Kreitzer. 1-2. Called strike on the outside corner. So Kreitzer has 6 hits at bats for the Chinooks. Good for a 194 batting average. The pitch swung on, foul tipped, caught by Avitia. Churchill gets a strikeout, and there are 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. You can almost feel like the momentum has shifted here in the Miners' favor after the swing of the bats from Chugiak-Eagle.
Really has, and Quiggle, after that 3-1 blast, just really got the Miners excited again after struggling for the first part of that game. Get the adrenaline flowing and ready to roll.
Fastball tails outside, swing and a miss from Gregory Osuna. Osuna reached base on a single in the top of the second in his only plate appearance of the day. Swing and a miss on the outside corner again. So Churchill working quickly now out of the stretch. Count is at 0-2.
And they're going to keep working that outside corner until Ozuna can lay off.
This one a little bit inside, fouled straight back. And the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Chinooks are leading the Miners 4-3. Churchill's pitch. This one is a pop-up. Moving over is Owen, and that's going to find no man's land. So a seeing eye hit for the second hit of the day of Gregory Osuna, as he just kind of got a bat on that one, and it found a hole.
Yeah, that pitch, the only inside pitch to Osuna, does get a hit off of it, so they'll have to make note of that into Osuna's next at-bat to keep working that outside corner, because he did chase 2 and showed that he didn't have quite discipline to lay off the outside pitch.
So that brings up Luke Vandover, the second baseman. He attempted a bunt where Vidia popped up and got it as he swings through at this one. This one finds a hole right by Swift. Rounding second and heading for third is Osuna. And now there are runners on the corners. So another seeing eye hit for the Chinooks, this time in favor for Luke Vandover. As the Chinooks are once again in business with runners at first and third.
And the Chinooks, just as we thought maybe Churchill was going to start dealing, they just come right back again. This is the same part of the lineup that hurt them in the last inning.
So batting from the left side, Logan White, the catcher. Swing and a miss at a fastball outside. Foul tipped. 0-1 the count.
Both catchers today do not wear batting gloves at the plate.
The 0-1. Fastball finds a corner for strike number 2. So Churchill trying to work carefully here as he's ahead 0-2. Can't give anything good for Logan White to hit. With runners at first and third, the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Churchill with 2 strikeouts here in the top of the third inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base, as the Matsu Miners are looking to at least tie the game, if not more, in the bottom of the third. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. Three, 4, 5 due up for the Miners here in the bottom of the third inning. Spencer Henson will lead things off, followed by Jump and then Bassetti. Henson reached base in the bottom of the first on a walk, made it to third base, but was stranded there. Chinooks are leading the Miners 4-3 here in the bottom of the third. Spencer Henson is in. He's ready. First pitch to him, too high and outside for ball number 1. Ian Churchill on a scoreless top half of the inning. Miners looking to give him 1 run and hopefully bail out Jake Terry, who would be the losing pitcher on record. The 2-0 to Henson, swing and a miss. Brings the count to 2-1.
That's the first strike thrown to Spencer Henson, as Kindrick had 6 straight balls originally throwing to Henson. He's had the hot bat, so you can't blame him for that.
Henson fouls this one off towards the right side. Count is even at 2-2. We're coming to you live from Herman Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska. Connor Mills and Brad Walker with you on the call. 2-2 the count, nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. Pitch to Henson is in there, strike 3 called. Henson thought that one was too far inside, and we'll have to think about it as he walks over to the bench, which brings up Hunter Jump. Strike zone appears to be a little bit wide, especially to righties.
Yeah, it's twice now that there's been a called strike 3 on that lower inside corner. Both Miners hitters not agreeing with it, but if the ump stays consistent there, you can't really argue with it too much.
First pitch into Hunter Jump is too high and inside for ball number 1. Jump, his last time up, reached base on a single. Stranded at first. This one is lined into right field, falling fast, and making the catch is the right fielder Collins. So Collins running in on it. Makes a nice underhand catch. And now there are 2 away. That brings up Tyler Bassetti. He flew out to right field his last time up.
Bassetti.
So far for Bassetti, a .270 batting average. In 37 at-bats, he's got 10 hits. Swing at the first pitch offered. Bowed straight back. So Bisetti, 4 doubles on the season, has a triple to his name, 3 RBIs, 3 walks. Hit by a pitch once. He stands against Heinrich. Off-speed pitch finds a strike zone. And Bisetti is quickly behind 0-2.
Bisetti was a real key part of that win back on Saturday night in Game 2 of the doubleheader.
Another foul ball. Count remains at 0-2. So for the Chinooks, 4 runs on 5 hits. Miners, 3 runs on 3 hits. The pitch to Bisetti is too far inside, and it hits him. So we said Bisetti was hit by a pitch once. Make that twice. As Miners get a base runner here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Aaron Walters.
3 innings in a row now. The Miners have gotten a base runner on. May have only scored in the last inning, but at least that's a good way to make the pitcher Heinrich work with a guy out there. Get him out of his comfort zone a little bit.
Larson Heinrich. Pickoff attempt. Too late. Bisetti's back sliding. So Walters was one of the runs. With the 3-run homer from Chugiak-Eagle, he was on base, reached by a walk. First pitch into him, finds the outside corner for strike number 1. For Walters, has 5 hits and 32 at-bats this season. Pickoff attempt, and Bisetti's back standing.
Bisetti does have a lot of speed out there on the base paths.
And Bisetti's running. He will make it standing as a stolen base for Tyler Bisetti. Last pitch into Walters was for a ball. A tough curveball or off-speed pitch for White to handle. Had to move out of the box, and by time, Bisetti was already standing on second. So now with the runner in scoring position, Aaron Walters at the plate. Heinrich deals, swung on, bouncing ball towards the hole, base hit. Bisetti is rounding third. He's headed for home. The throw by Collins will not be in time, and an RBI single for Aaron Walters. This ball game is tied here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Miners 4, Chinooks 4. We got a whole new ball game ahead of us with David Avitia coming to the plate.
Really do. All these Miner bats coming alive in the second half of the order. That's what got the Miners going last inning. Same thing doing this inning. So the lower half of the order stepping up today for Matsu.
So Aaron Walters, he's on first. Larson Heinrich deals first pitch to Avitia. This one is flied out into center field. Making the catch is Forte, and the side is retired, but not before. The Miners scratch across 1 run on 1 hit. 1 was left on base. Aaron Walters gets this thing tied. The Chinooks are coming to the plate in the top of the 4th inning. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. It is IBEW Local 1547 Day here at Herman Brothers Fields. And they're in store for a good one as this game is tied at 4. We're in the top of the 4th inning with Anthony Forte leading off for the Chinooks. Ian Churchill still on the mound. Churchill, a relatively new acquisition for the Miners, as he was here in the last 4 days. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Churchill has been able to work ahead in the counts. He works ahead and works quickly. 0-1 the count. Second pitch, too far outside for ball number 1. So Aaron Walters ties up the ball game in the bottom of the 3rd inning with an RBI single. He brings home Tyler Bassetti. Fastball inside, gets Forte swinging. And the count is now at 1-2. Churchill was able to get the first 2 outs relatively quickly last half inning as a ground ball towards the left side in foul territory. And then he faced a little adversity as Osuna singled, followed by a Luke Vandover single. But he was able to get out of the inning unscathed. 1-2 the count, nobody out. Top of the 4th inning to Anthony Forte. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Anthony Forte goes down swinging. And that's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Ian Churchill.
Churchill coming in with some big relief for the Miners. Only a 7-inning game because of the doubleheader, but still nice that hopefully the Miners will only have to use 1 more, maybe 2 relievers to end this ball game.
A lot of lefty bats here in the Chinooks lineup as we're back at the top of the order with Seth Bollinger. Breaking pitch finds his own for strike number 1. It's 0-1 to count, 1 out. We're here in the top of the 4th inning. This pitch also finds the strike zone. Nice curveball or slider from Ian Churchill, because he's ahead 0-2. So far today for Bollinger, got on with a walk and then had a double. The pitch swung on. Ball found the dirt. Aviti to complete the strikeout. He does it. So Ian Churchill, back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the 4th inning as he's dealing through these Chinooks batters.
He really is, and Churchill's doing a nice job, and Avitia recalling the pitches, knowing these Chinooks batters' weaknesses, and just exploiting them, throwing those pitches there, saying, let's see if you can hit it. Show me you can hit it. And until you can, I'm going to keep coming back at you with it.
First pitch into Bailey Collins, rides high and outside, ball number 1. So far today for Collins, struck out in the 1st, then grounded out to the catcher. A 2-3 putout. Fastball too high. Count now is at 2-0. And Aviti is going to talk to Churchill. First time for these 2 battery mates, as this is the first outing for Ian Churchill. On deck for the Chinooks is Jordan Wharton. Churchill hoping he doesn't have to get to him as a foul ball straight back puts the count at 2-1. Nothing special happening defensively. Outfield straight away. Infield's looking good. Pitch. A bender doesn't find the zone. Brings the count to 3-1.
Churchill has that really nice breaking ball that on these lefties he faces starts like at their body and then dives in.
A great pitch against lefty batters. The 3-1. Too far outside for ball 4. So the second walk given up by Ian Churchill brings up Jordan Wharton. As we said, Wharton is leading the league in batting average at .417 coming into today. He walked in his first plate appearance and then grounded out to short. Churchill from the stretch, he deals. Swung on. This one is flied out into left field. Moving back is Danny Wright. He's taking a turn into foul territory, makes the catch, and the side is retired. We were getting close to the wall there, but no cigar as Ian Churchill is able to get out of the top of the fourth inning unscathed. It's the Miners 4, the Chinooks 4. Miners bats coming to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. When we return, you're listening to the Mat-Su Miners and the Miner Radio. Eight, 9-1 due up here in the bottom of the fourth for the Miners. This ball game is tied 4-4.
Number 1, Brett Owen.
So Brett Owen out of Blanchard High School, the son of Steve and Cindy Owen, has a brother, Blake. Attempts a bunt, pulls it back. It's going to be a ball. He's undecided at a major at Kansas State. Plays his baseball NCAA Division I in the Big 12 Conference as he pops this one up towards the right side, going into foul territory and running out of room as the first baseman, Dopp. So the count is now at 1-1. We're here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Owen, Quiggle, and Danny Wright due up. Pitch from Kindrick. Swing and a miss. From Owen, he's down in the count 1-2. And Owen fell victim to that inside strike call that the home plate umpire has been consistent with. Let's watch out for it here. The 1-2 swung on. This one's lifted into left field, left center. Making the catch is Seth Bollinger. And there's one away here in the bottom of the fourth. So the big bat of Kona Quiggle. First time he's the 9 batter for the Miners this season. And he's made a big impact already. A 3-run homer his last time up. Will not have a chance to do that again as a breaking pitch misses low and inside for ball number 1. The most he could do is a solo home run.
Which no one would be complaining with.
No. No one at all. Second pitch into Quiggle is too far inside.
Well, the Chinooks might not be too happy about it.
No, they probably would not be. But everyone here at Herman Brothers Field would. And 2-0, this one is dribbled over towards the second baseman, Vandover. He fields it in time and makes a play.
Now batting your left fielder, number 7.
So now there are 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Miners and Chinooks are tied at 4. Top of the lineup now for Mat-Su, Danny Wright. So far for Wright. Popped up to the second baseman and was put away on a 4-3 putout. His third trip to the plate takes a fastball for a called strike. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Off-speed pitch, misses low. Brings the count to 1-1.
Connie mentioned earlier how Wright is a leader in batting average, but we haven't seen him too much at the top of the order.
Most of his hits coming from a little lower in the order as he pops it up towards the right side. You know, he's really hit his way to be a top-of-the-order guy. And he has the speed to do it. Obviously, he's getting on base a lot. So, manager Ben Taylor is going to try him out. Fastball misses low and away, evens up the count at 2.
And pitchers will pitch differently to different guys and where they're at in the lineup. So, now being at the top of the order, he's going to see different kinds of pitches.
Last pitch from Kindrick was for a ball. Count is full. 3-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. Nobody on. Ball game tied at 4. The 3-2. And he walks him. So Danny Wright gets on base for the first time today with a walk. As Drew Swift is now coming to the plate.
And batting, your shortstop, number 2, Drew Swift.
Swift, 6'1", 150 pounds, from Arizona State, a freshman there. Hometown, Chandler, Arizona. We'll see the pitching coach, Chris Beck, talk to Larson Kindrick. And at this time, the Alaskan Railroad and Operation Lifesaver would like to remind our friends and neighbors, when approaching a railroad crossing, always expect a train. Look, listen, live. Also a sponsor of the 2018 Matsu Miners Summer Clinic, the Alaskan USA Federal Credit Union. A big thank you to them. And also, of course, the official sponsor of the Matsu Miner Internet broadcast, the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska, and owner Jim Ruda. If you're here in Alaska, there's a Miners jersey giveaway. Go to your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Store to enter and win. So we're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Drew Swift batting from the right side. Runner on first. Danny Wright, first pitch into Swift, is too far outside for ball number 1. So the Miners, as a batting average, they're second in the ABL with 233, but 4th with a 306 on base. As a check over to Danny Wright. And have struggled to find some walks, as they are last in the ABL with 31. Another pickoff attempt to Danny Wright. He's back standing.
Kindrick, not really one of those sneaky lefty moves that you can see from some lefties. The Miner base runners have been all over it, getting back easily in the first.
Not a big lead from Wright. Second pitch to Swift. Swung on a missed on a ball outside. Puts the count even at 1-1.
Yeah, it would have been a tough pitch to hit if Swift could have gotten the bat on it. Kindrick, that was well outside.
But the Miners are doing well as Wright is back sliding. Doing well in the hits department. They're in the middle of the pack at 3rd with 84 hits this season. The 1-1. Swung on a missed. 1-2. Wright attempting to draw some attention over at first yet again. So he kind of takes off running when the pitch was thrown. But he's still at first. So 1-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Wright's at first. Larson Kindrick on the mound. Danny Wright takes off stealing, and he gets the base. A good jump for Danny Wright, but it doesn't matter. A late strike call against Drew Swift retires the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base for the Miners. As we are entering into the top of the 5th inning, you're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Chinooks here in the top of the 5th inning. Today's a doubleheader game, and that always means we're only playing 7. Unless this game is tied, which then we might go 12, as we saw in the minors last game.
Yeah.
A 7-inning game goes all the way to 12. We played a full game and then more. As Miners look to do this one in regulation. First pitch from Churchill to Danny Dopp is fouled back, and we're underway here in the top of the 5th.
Big shout out to Austin Pinarini in that 12-inning game. Caught all 12 innings. That's tough to do behind the plate.
And he had a 2 RBI double in that 12th. As second pitch is fouled back towards the right side, and Churchill once again is quickly ahead, 0-2 on a batter.
He did, and that's huge. You can be there for the whole defensive side and still have some left in the tank to provide offensively.
And the 0-2 misses high and inside. And Pianarini, we know he's been rehabbing his back a little bit, a little tight at times, but has come through big for the Miners as fastball just outside, 2-2 the count. 2-2, nobody out, top of the 5th inning. Pitch from Churchill. Outside corner, just outside yet again, and now the count is full. So Churchill trying to paint the outside corner on a right-handed batter, not getting the call. The 3-2 swung on, and this one is popped up into center field. Moving over is Chugiak-Eagle. He makes the catch. So 1 away here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting, DH number 44, Nick Kreutzer.
Eagle actually shifted over into right center against Dopp. So I had to range over a little bit.
It's unusual to shift over into right field on a right-handed batter. You'd think they're going to pull, but scouting report says otherwise.
And with the way the wind blows here at Herman Brothers, a lot of balls love to sail over to the right side.
And we just saw Quiggle move over, right fielder jump as first pitch into Nick Kreutzer is for a ball. Check down to third base. He did not go. So Quiggle moving jump now kind of over into right center field. There's a lot of room along the right field line. This one is lined out into center field. Quiggle getting on his horse, makes the catch, and there are 2 away. So Chugiak-Eagle,
Shortstop number 11, Gregory Ozuna.
defensive mastermind out there, as he was positioned perfectly to have room to make the catch. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Miners and Chinooks are tied at 4. Now at the plate, Gregory Ozuna, who has yet to be retired today. A single in the second and a single in the third. In the second, he came around to score. First pitch is too far outside, so the count is at 1-0. Second pitch finds the inside corner for a strike. So 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Pitch from Churchill. This one goes right through the 5-hole and all the way back to the backstop.
Beats you trying to set up on that outer edge of the plate. That's Osuna's weakness.
This one ground ball over to Swift. He has it, takes his time, throws over to first, and the side is retired. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Chinooks as the Miners are coming to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. It's the bottom of the fifth inning. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Miners. It's a new pitcher, Andrew Almquist. The Miners saw him their first game of the season. He was the losing pitcher on record as the Miners won 6-1, went 2 2/3. Got 5 strikeouts, and here he is again. First pitch into Henson's for a called strike. So 0-1 the count to Spencer Henson. Henson so far today walked and struck out. He takes a ball. Count at 1-1.
So after seeing the southpaw Kindrick, it's going to be interesting to see how these minor hitters reacts against the righty Almquist.
As the ball is too low, make the count 2-1. Two-one pitch. This one is swung on into right field, slicing towards foul, diving, can't make the play is Collins. Rounding first, heading for second is Spencer Henson. He's getting on his horse, thinks about third, and he thinks better of it as the ball is now in the infield. Spencer Henson with the leadoff double here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The Miners are in business.
Spencer Henson, what a job he has done since coming in this year for the Miners. Obviously his second season with Matsu, but after a wonderful spring, this came in a little late for the Miners, but his bat has been unstoppable. One of the toughest hitters to pitch to in this minor lineup.
So Hunter Jump coming into today, tied for 5th in RBIs with 7, looking to make it 8th. First pitch to him is for a ball. Jump today has a single and flew out to right field. The pitch too low for a ball. Count is at 2-0. Final stat line on Larson Kindrick. 4 innings pitched. He allowed 4 hits, 4 runs. All were earned. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Andrew Almquist on the mound in relief. This one, line drive up the middle for a base hit. Rounding third and heading for home with Spencer Henson. He will go there standing on first base with an RBI single. His 8th RBI of the season is Hunter Jump. Second hit of the day for Hunter Jump. This one produces an RBI and gives the Matsu Miners the lead. Your Miners are leading the Chinooks 5-4 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There is nobody out with a runner on first for Tyler Bassetti. So Andrew Almquist has met the Miners as a bunt attempt for Bassetti. He's running down the line, doesn't make it in time. Nobody covering second, so a sacrifice bunt for Tyler Bassetti moves over Hunter Jump. As it looked like a pile of Chinooks at third and a pile of Chinooks at first. Nobody was on second as Jump could have easily walked there. So Bassetti comes up, sees a pitch, does the job, brings up Aaron Walters. First pitch into Walters. A breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Almquist out of Liberty, Ohio. 5'10", 180 pounds, a senior at Miami University in Ohio. A long hold. And the pitch. Swung and a miss from Aaron Walters for strike number 2. No balls. 2 strikes. Aaron Walters with a runner on second base. Miners now lead the Chinooks 5-4 here in the bottom of the 5th. The 0-2 to Walters just fouled off. He stays alive in the box. So far for Walters, reached base with a walk and had an RBI single in the 3rd. Pitch from Almquist. Too far outside. Count is now at 1-2.
Walters is already seeing the ball well today, reaching twice, once on a walk and once on a base hit. Looks to extend the Miners' lead. Much needed offense right now.
Swing and a miss, and just fouled off from Aaron Walters. He is fighting in the box. 1-2 the count, 1 out. Runner on second base. We're here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 run is already in, thanks to a RBI single from Hunter Jump. The 1-2 from Almquist. Found the inside corner for strike 3 called.
Now batting, your catcher, number 22, David.
So David Avitia now coming to the plate. So far on the day for Avitia, he had a double, came around to score, popped out to center field his second time up, and here he is on his third trip to the plate. First pitch, a breaking ball, hits the dirt for ball number 1.
Avitia, one of those Miners that really getting some extra at-bats, working hard to improve his swing. And it's definitely paid off in practice and already shown once in this game.
Second pitch to Avitia. This one nips his jersey as he's on base again with a hit by pitch. Second time on base brings up Brett Owen.
Your second
Owen struck out in the second, flew out to left in the 4th.
Owen has mentioned about being more aggressive and at the plate at early pitches, has shown that today, swinging early in the count. Look to keep that up. Put the pressure on Almquist.
The righty Owen fakes a bunt, pulls it back, but it's a called strike. Owen won the count, 2 outs, runners on first and second. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Miners now lead the Chinooks 5-4. A half-hearted swing from Brett Owen for strike number 2. So Owens behind in the count, 0-2 to Andrew Almquist. And the pitch. A curveball finds his own for strike 3 called. So Brett Owen is retired, but not before the Miners take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Miners 5, the Chinooks 4. We're coming to you live from Herman Brothers Field and will return in the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. It's the top of the 6th inning. And once again, it's a doubleheader day, so we're only going 7. In for relief of Ian Churchill, who did a fantastic job, is Nathan Bach. Final stat line on Churchill, 2 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 3 hits, 1 run, it was earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. In for relief, Nathan Bach. Bach, a righty, 6 foot, 180 pounds from southeast Missouri. A junior there from O'Fallon, Missouri. First batter he'll face is Luke Vandover. Had a single back in the 3rd. Fastball finds the strike zone for a called strike.
Bach is about as reliable as they come for the Miners. One of their top relievers, always shuts down the door when he comes in. I'd imagine they're expecting 2 innings out of him to end the ball game.
So he misses with that fastball, 1-1 the count. Vandover popped up to Avitia and then singled. This one is a foul ball towards the right side. Ballpark is filling up here. See a lot of kids with balloons, as it is IBEW Local 1547 Day here at Herman Brothers Field. Nathan Bach pitching from the windup. The 1-2 count. Fastball finds the outside corner for strike 3 called. A nice location of the fastball on the outside corner from Nathan Bach. Retires the first batter he sees. It's the Miners 5, Chinooks 4 here in the top of the 6th inning.
Pinch hitter number 23, J. Paul Fullerton.
Now we have a pinch hitter for Logan White. That'll be J. Paul Fullerton. First pitch to Fullerton is for a ball. So Fullerton batting from the left side, his first plate appearance today. Bach misses high and outside. So for Fullerton, a sophomore from Wabash Valley College. He stands in. Count is at 2 balls and no strikes. This one he offers that. Swings, pop up in foul territory. In foul territory is Bizzetti. He makes a one-hand grab. And now there are 2 away.
Now batting, center fielder number 14, Anthony Forte.
Center fielder Forte now comes to the plate.
Bach showing to Fullerton and the Chinooks. I don't care who you put in that box. I'm still going to get him out as he continues to cruise.
And we talked to manager Ben Taylor about who has impressed him earlier on in the season, and the name that he did name was Nathan Bach, as the swing and a miss from Anthony Forte. The first Taylor's Take is currently uploading. Might take some time, but Taylor's Take, first one of 2018, is on the way. So be sure to check out our social media, as we'll be sure to tweet it out, put it on Facebook, upload it here to YouTube. Last pitch into Forte was fouled off towards the right side. So 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Nathan Bach trying to hold the score. Fastball misses high and away. Bach has really been somebody who comes in the sticky situations and finds a way out of them. The 1-2 just inside. Wiggle from center. Thought that was strike 3. He's got to head back into his nice patch of grass. Every center fielder has it, or outfielder for that matter of fact. They know where they like to stand. So 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Bach's pitch, swung and a miss, strike 3. Nathan Bach sits down all of the Chinooks batters here on the top of the 6th inning. Miners have the lead 5-4 as their bats are coming to the plate in the bottom half of the inning. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. It's the bottom of the 6th inning and a new pitcher for the Chinooks, River Carbone.
Now batting your
Coming in
center
relief
fielder,
of
number
Andrew
24,
Elmquist, who went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, a run. It was earned, no walks and 2 strikeouts. He will face Chugiak-Eagle. Quiggle, first time up, had the first home run of the minor season, a 3-run homer. First pitch into Quiggles for a called strike. Second time up, grounded out to second. So River Carbone. His pitch, a breaking one, misses low. The Carbone from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. 235, a senior at Arizona Christian University. His pitch fouled off towards the left side. So 1-2 the count, nobody out, bottom of the 6th inning. If everything stays as it is, this would be the last time the Miners would come to the plate in game number 1. The 1-2 to Quiggle. Too far outside for ball number 2.
Carbone, before attending Arizona Christian, actually attended Scottsdale Community College. And before that, he attended the University of Maine, where he received a medical red shirt his freshman season due to injury. Obviously, I would imagine it'd be hard to attain a medical red shirt without being injured.
Yeah. You're going to have a good doctor. The 2-2. This one is squiggled right back to the pitcher. Carbone has it. A hard throw to first in time for the first out.
Now batting your left fielder, number 7, Danny.
So
Wright.
Quiggle is retired. Brings up the top of the order for the Miners. Danny Wright reached base with a walk his last time up. First time today, he's batting from the left side. Facing the righty River Carbone. From the windup, he deals. Fastball outside corner for a called strike.
Carbone looking like a giant on the mound, standing at 6'7".
This one is tapped. Going foul, it is foul. So Danny Wright behind in the count, 0-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Miners are leading the Chinooks 5-4 in a 7-inning game. Miners 5 runs on 6 hits. Chinooks 4 runs on 4. River Carbone, he deals outside for ball number 2. Check that, it's ball number 1. So 1-2 the count, 1 out to Danny Wright. The pitch too low. That's ball number 2. Trying to predict the future over here. So 2-2 the count. Carbone set. He deals. Swung on. This one's grounded over to Vandover at second. He has it. Fires in time to first. There are 2 outs. So Drew Swift will look to reach base for the first time today. Swift has a strikeout, flew out to right, and another strikeout, and it's 3 times up.
Yeah, Swift just looking to get the bat on the ball here to try to possibly get a hit. He did back in the 2nd inning. But other than that, it's been a lot of strikeouts.
Fastball to Swift misses low and outside. Count is at 1-0.
This is the 3rd different pitcher that Swift has seen, rather second. So it's definitely hard to get a read off of a guy if you've never seen him before.
Well, he swings at this one, pops it up to the shortstop, Osuna, and that retires the side. So the Miners still lead the Chinooks 5-4 after 6. We're going to the 7th inning. We'll see if the Miners can close it down. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. It's the top of the 7th inning, the final inning of play here in Game 1 of doubleheader against the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. A tall task for Nathan Bach, because he will have to go through the top of the lineup in order to secure the win for the Miners. He'll face Seth Ballinger, Bailey Collins, and Jordan Wharton. First pitch swung on by Ballinger and fouled straight back.
Interesting enough, it's really been the second half of the Chinooks order that scored all the runs in the second inning. Other than that, the Chinooks offense has been kind of dead, but if you're looking at the hot spot, it would have to be the lower half.
Was that pitch misses? Evens up the count 1-1. So 1-1 the count, nobody out, top of the 7th inning. Nathan Bach on the mound, pitching to Seth Ballinger. Curveball just misses. Brings the count to 2-1. So 2-1 the count. This one is a little soft liner to short, caught by Swift, and now there's one out.
Number 18, Bailey Collins.
Tell you what, Drew Swift is so smooth over there at short. It almost seemed like he was already transitioning the instant the ball hit his glove. Very impressive. Makes it look very smooth.
So that brings up Bailey Collins. As we said, Swift, one of the sure-handed shortstops in the league. First pitch into Collins is for a ball. It's a 1-0 count. This one is popped up towards the right side. Coming over is Walters and Pinarini. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Walters right in front of the Miners dugout. And they are 1 out away from beating the Chinooks.
Jordan Wharton.
So 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Miners 5, Chinooks 4. Nathan Bach 1 out away from securing the save. Miners 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Chinooks 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for them as well. First pitch into Wharton is for a called strike. 0-1 the count. The pitch swung on and missed. for strike number 2. A good bender from Nathan Bach.
That was filthy.
So now the Chinooks are down to their final strike in game 1. The pitch from Bach. Too low. Ball number 1.
Nice miss there on the outer edge from Bach. It was really up to the umpire whether that was strike 3 or a ball. Wasn't really a clear cut.
The 1-2 count. Swung on, fouled straight back. Morton is still alive. So Ian Churchill would be the winning pitcher on record. As this pitch from Bach is fouled off towards the right side. A couple young fans have a souvenir.
This is a real nice at-bat from Wharton. Bach is dealing some tough pitches to hit, but Wharton just finding ways to foul him off.
1-2 the count remains. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch from Bach. Just high and away. So 2-2 to Jordan Wharton.
Most of the Miners defense thought that was game over.
The 2-2. That one is high and inside. Bach wants a new ball. Hopefully the ball to end it all.
And it could be. He may have noticed some dirt or some extra just rum on it. So now this could be it. Get a good grip on the ball. Be interesting what pitch Bach decides to go with. Has the 4-seam and 2-seam fastball, but also has thrown the slider very well so far.
3-2, 2 out. The pitch high and inside. So Jordan Wharton is able to get on base with a walk, and Bach wants to talk to David Avitia.
And that was a real nice at-bat from Jordan Wharton, fouling off the tough 2-strike pitches and then working his way into a walk to keep the Chinooks alive as they're only down 1 run, as it feels like more because the Miners went on that 2-inning streak where they scored 4.
And now pitching coach Jeff Verlab would like to talk to Nathan Bach. And at this time, I'd like to thank our official sponsor, the Matsu Miner Internet Broadcast, and Napa Auto Parts of Alaska, and owner Jim Ruda. Also, Miners Jersey Giveaway. Go to your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Store to enter and win.
Be sure to stop by the merchandise shack. Get a white ticket to win a free bike. Drawing will be held at the end of the 5th inning of Game 2.
So conversation is over.
To win.
Game 1 here at Herman Brothers Field. Hopes to soon be over as well, as Danny Dopp is at the plate. Dopp so far grounded into a 1-6-3 double play, grounded out to short, and flew out to center field. First pitch to Dopp is in there for a called strike. Bach ahead 0-1.
Nobody up in the Miners pen currently, so they definitely have full trust in Bach to finish it out. He's provided many times so far this year.
Second pitch to Dopp. That finds the outer half of the strike zone. Make that no balls, 2 strikes. So once again, the Chinooks are down to their final strike. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, top of the 7th. This is the last inning of regulation for doubleheader play. Box pitch, too high. Ball number 1. So Jordan Wharton is on first with a walk. Danny Dopp at the plate. Bach looks into Avitia. The pitch. A breaking ball misses wide outside. Avitia takes a couple steps in front of home plate. Get a little time, settle down. Count is even at 2-2. So the Miners were looking to get on a win streak as they would match their season high. The pitch, Ground ball over to short, takes a funny bounce, and that one will be for a base hit. Standing and staying at second is Jordan Wharton. Then at first is Danny Dopp.
Drew Swift was all over that, but just took, as you mentioned, that weird hit after it hit just beyond the lip to squirm out there into the outfield. Really nothing you can do if you're the shortstop Swift.
Another seeing eye hit for the Chinooks, as now there's somebody working in the bullpen for the Miners. Looks like number 32, Malachi Emmond. So Emmond is warming up in the pen. Bach will at least have the next batter in Nick Kreitzer. Kreitzer so far walked, came around to score in the second, struck out swinging, and then flew out to center. Righty on lefty. Bach's pitch swung on. This one's looped into left field. That is foul. Foul ball. It's almost with one swing of a bat. Kreitzer almost tied up this game.
Bach just having to settle in, keep trusting his pitches as he did the inning before, and when getting those first two outs. It doesn't matter how many outs are in this game right now or who's on. It's all about who's at the plate.
0-1 the count. Nick Kreitzer at the plate. Runners on first and second. He deals. 2-4 outside. Miners lead the Chinooks 5-4 here in the top of the seventh. In the ABL, when we have a doubleheader, 7 is all we go. So the Miners are 1 out away from a 2-game winning streak. Bach looking to close it down here. Swing and foul back towards the left side and over the press box. And for the third straight batter, the Chinooks are down to their final strike.
And the luck can only go so far with the Chinooks, and especially with Nathan Bach on the mound. Been a shutdown guy. We're just waiting for him to slam the door. He's been so close, but hasn't quite gotten there yet.
You have to imagine this is the final batter for Bach. If he gets him out, Miners win the game. And if not, we might see a pitching change. Bach stares in out of Itia. Pitching from the stretch. He deals. Too high and inside. Ball number 2. So 2-2 the count to Nick Kreitzer. Tyler Bassetti's going to come in to Bach, give him some encouraging words. Talk to him a little bit.
And I'm sure he's telling Bach, hey, you know what? Don't even worry about that runner on second. Seen you glance over a little bit, but he really doesn't matter. He is the tying run, but when you have 2 strikes on a batter, it's the Chinooks down to their final strike. You got to attack, got to locate the pitch.
2-2 the count, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Miners 5, Chinooks 4. Nathan Bach looking for a save. He deals. Swung and a miss, strike 3. He got him. The Matsu Miners on a 2-game winning streak and go to 500 on the season. Nathan Bach picks up the save. Ian Churchill with his first debut for the Miners. He gets his first win. So Churchill again. 2 innings pitched, 2.2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts for Nathan Bach. 2 innings pitched. He had 1 hit, allows no runs, 1 walk, and strikes out 3. So once again, your final. The Matsu Miners 5, the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, they got 4. The Miners will play again today at around 7 o'clock. So be sure to stay tuned to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook if you're coming in. We'll be sure to have the next game coming up shortly. For Brad Walker, I'm Connor Mills. Thanks for joining us.